Greetings and welcome to another video, and in fact welcome to another episode of 5 from 5, a series of videos where I look at 5 different games on 5 different systems. So kicking off today, we are going to go with F-Zero. Now this game was a launch title for the Super Nintendo, and not only that, it was pretty revolutionary at the time because of its use of mode 7 scaling. And I mean, you can see from the demo mode running here that it's smooth, it's fast, and we hadn't seen anything like it before. And this would go on pretty much to set the stage, so to speak, for games like Mario Kart. Now I still think this is better than Mario Kart. I'm not a massive Mario Kart fan. It's alright, but I prefer the more serious racing from this one rather than chucking banana skins at your opponents and stuff like that. Not that that's a bad game, I just prefer this one. This is just an out and out racer. Right, let's get going then. We will pick the blue ship. We'll also pick the Night League and Beginner because, well, why wouldn't you when you haven't played it for a while? So this game was developed and published by Nintendo for the Super Nintendo. It was released in Japan in 1990, America in 91 and Europe in 92. This is the first game that went on to be quite a long running series all the way up to, I believe, the Game Boy Advance. So in this futuristic game that takes place in the year 2560, it's a new form of entertainment based on Formula 1. So that's shiny bit next to me there, that's where you can recharge your power. But I shouldn't have to do it in this race. Bloody back markers really do get in the way, particularly on later levels. But the black bits there slow you down. It's best to stick to the grey bits. Like that. Still, I'm in the lead at the moment, but because of the way the back markers knock you about in this, that can change really quickly. But I was absolutely blown away by this when I saw it on the Super Nintendo originally, because at the time when a mate of mine got a SNES, I still had an Amiga, and as good as the Amiga was, even the future Amigas with the A1200 and that, they couldn't do this, not at this sort of speed, not this sort of racing. I think this game still holds up today. The 3D version that come out on the GameCube, F-Zero GX, that one looks pretty good, but it does look and play a bit like the PlayStation game Wipeout rather than this. I think this is a much better racing game. Right, final lap. I'm already down to second. I'm back into first again now. These bloody things seem to home in on you like that. Well, that's fucked that up, isn't it? If I drop down any further than a third position, it will be game over. And that little sign that says check behind me means one was close. Alright, see if I can pull it back here before... No, third. Oh, third is good. I will do a couple more tracks, well, assuming I can manage to finish in the correct positions. So we have a complete change of colour now for Big Blue. I thought I'd got a really good start then, but not to be. decent music in this game as well. Yeah, if you like a bit of racing and you've got a Super Nintendo and you can get hold of the original cartridge, or manage to emulate it, I would recommend this above all the other racing games on the Super Nintendo. Certainly above all the Mode 7 racers. Good use of colour, and as the game progresses, after this track the difficulty level I think does go up quite a bit. With some devious corners. You can use your trigger buttons, R1 and L1, to power slide round the corners. Does take a bit of getting used to. But we get some power beeps in. Just a little bit, and immediately lose everything I just put back. The only downside I can really find for this game is in the later levels, with the way the back markers really get in the way and slide into you. It can become a bit like a game of pinball until you get really used to it. And sometimes a bump like that can work out in your favour. Definitely some fast action in this game. It's not an unfair game either. This is a game where you need to think like a racing driver. You need to learn the circuits. And I mean, it's been quite a while since I played this game. I can sort of vaguely remember the different racetracks. Trying to pick up some power there, but that's hard to do at high speed as well. I am going to be lucky to finish this track. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, if you cock this up, it's down to you, not the game being unfair. The tracks do become more difficult, but as long as you learn them, normally fine. Look at the sound of that. The amount of power I've got here is literally pixels. I am lucky I got away with that. So we'll have a look at one more track. Sand Ocean. This is where it starts getting tricky, because I really can't remember this track other than a massive hairpin where you double back on yourself. I really don't remember this track that well. I'm not doing myself any favours. Here it is. Let's hope this doomy music isn't a portent of things to come. I'm down to 5th now. Proper twisty turny one this. You really do need to learn this. I can't reiterate that enough. Definitely need some of that this time. Oh, I keep getting stuck on the black stuff. I'm proud of that power slide. Fuck's sakes, I keep smashing into the sides. Do get a really good sense of speed with this. That's not good. Now my car sounds like a bag of shit. And I managed to get precisely fuck all power then, and that is the end of that. But that is a great game. I can see that coming back into my rotation of games that I play. That is particularly good on an arcade cabinet as well. Oh well, crashed out. No, end game. Yeah, fantastic fun. That is definitely the racer to have on the Super Nintendo. I know how popular Mario Kart is, and yeah, it is a good game, but I prefer that. Desert Strike: Return to the Gulf was a game that was originally developed for the Mega Drive or Genesis, and it was ported to several other systems like the Super Nintendo, and this version we're looking at is what many consider to be the upgraded Amiga version. Now the guy that developed this game, the lead designer Mike Posen, had absolutely no experience of video games when creating this, due to a suggestion from the then EA, I don't know if he was president or managing director or what he was, but Trip Hawkins suggested a helicopter game. He tried to base something originally on Choplifter because Trip Hawkins said it would be cool to have a helicopter rescue people. So this starts with a bit of story. It's kind of based on the Middle Eastern stuff that went back on in the 90s. Only this time, instead of a real person like Saddam was saying, you've got a Middle Eastern dictator called General Kilbaba. Basically, you play as the United States. And the idea in the game is that you destroy enemy weapons and installations, rescue hostages, capture prisoners, and all the time you have got to keep your eye on the amount of ammo you got for your weapons and your fuel as well. So it's kind of a mix of arcade and simulation. But you know, there is quite a long drawn out opening sequence here, which is, you know, for the time was quite cool. I mean, this come out in 1992. I mean, nowadays, you know, long cutscenes and movie-style intros are the norm. But back then, not so much. I think this game got something like over 90% in magazine reviews on pretty much every system it came out on. But it's the Amiga version that I played back in the day. I think that that's the best version of the game. And I think it had the better sound and it seemed to run a bit smoother. The only downside to the Amiga was the damn loading times. Fortunately, I have got a hard drive installed version here, so the loading is minimal, which I'm quite grateful to. Otherwise there'd been lots of editing going on for this video, because when you're just taking a quick look at games and not really reviewing them, you don't really want to sit looking at a loading screen, unless of course it's my intro on the Commodore 64 videos. Some people know what I mean. Naturally, there were some people that said this game was in poor taste because the Gulf War had only just ended, but it's just a game. It's not a social political commentary, or maybe it is, I don't know, but as far as I was concerned, it was an arcade style flight sim. There you go, that's all the loading on this. I absolutely loved the sound of the engines in this. The rotors sound perfect. Now I don't expect to get very far in this because it's been a long time since I've played it, and it is quite a hard game. The enemy's weapons are just as devastating as yours are, really. So I'm just trying to get used to the flight controls here. Like I say, it's been a while. That helicopter is a mix between an Apache and I think the rear end of it looks like a Comanche. But there's someone asking for help here to pick up, so we'll try and find him. There's also some gunfire going on. Some sort of radar. Lovely meaty explosions on the Amiga. Oh, there he is. He would be right by a gun, wouldn't he? How'd he manage not to die there?
Over here.
So we get over him, the winch will come down, and he gets on the ladder, and you pick him up. I wouldn't get too excited though, little mate, because having not played this for a while, you're probably not going to make it back without being in a burning wreck of a helicopter. Yeah, it's a really nice looking game. Really plays smooth. Do away with that car. Some little bastard shooting at me there. Yeah, fucking have that. Right, on the back of that truck is some weapons to pick up. Go, we'll have those. Destroy the evidence, run away. What kind of moron takes on a helicopter with a gun? Type I've just killed, I suppose. Oh, there's another little bloke to pick up. Alright, I'm getting there. Yeah, I like the way, whichever way you face the helicopter, that's the one that gives you more screen real estate, so that way they haven't had to shrink the sprites down too much so you don't lose any detail. Yeah, that's what I think of your checkpoint. So I'm not really following the mission brief here, I'm just kind of flying about and having a bit of sandbox fun, really. I've actually lasted longer than I thought I would, to be fair. Oh, he absolutely went to smithereens, that bloke. There's so much stuff you can blow up. Not sure the Red Cross are going to appreciate that. Right, now this is where it's liable to get a bit airy. Yeah. So it took 2 of them to destroy me. Now it is a interesting part of the game. It's going to put me back up straight in front of that. I'm lucky not to get deaded again there. Bloody hell. I think she could have said warning a bit sooner than that. Right, do away with that one. Bloody hell. One more hit and I'm out. There we go. That's pretty much that. That's how devastating enemy weapons are. It's not some quick walk in the park by any means. So that is Desert Strike: Return to the Gulf on the Commodore Amiga. Scarabaeus, or Scarabaeus, however you want to pronounce it, is a computer game for the Commodore 64 released in 1985. And as you can see, it's a first person type game with some very atmospheric sound effects. Although, truth be told, I prefer to have the music on. Well, that hand you just saw come up there is showing you what hieroglyphs you've collected so far. Well, more on that in a minute. So, for a Commodore 64 game, this is really impressive. It was written in Hungary by Andromeda Software and distributed in the UK by Areola Soft. And for anyone that says, oh, you know, the Commodore 64 can't do 3D graphics, well, it can when you've got the right programmers doing it. Alright, it's not 60 frames per second. But that's still impressive looking, and this is 1985 we're talking about here. Anyway, the idea of the game is you as an astronaut and your dog are exploring an Egyptian tomb, and the idea is to find the Pharaoh's jewel. Right, that thing you saw a minute ago, that is what I'm supposed to be catching to give me the hieroglyphs. So you've got 3 levels to this game. I've never managed to completely get off of level 1. Main reason being, I've only ever played this once before, and that's when I was testing this out. Because this game was suggested by MainMeister, and it's not one I was ever aware of. But I had a quick look at a YouTube video, and had a quick read up on it. I'm still, even doing it now, I'm still absolutely blown away by how smooth the 3D is on this game. I know it's nothing intricate, but even so. Anyway, the first level, you've got to go around and catch 9 ghosts, which unfortunately, due to their using expanded sprites, don't look as nice as the graphics of you moving about, but that's by the by. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and do what I did on my my first go, which was just run around the maze trying to find it, which can take quite some time. There he is. Oh, where's he gone now? Oh, there he is. There's steam down there after him. Yeah, the controls can be a bit finicky on this. There you go, so I've got 1 hieroglyph. Now that's what I did the first time I played it, because I didn't know that there's actually a map you can look at. So you pull back on the joystick like that, and you can get a map that shows where you are and shows where they are, and it makes trying to catch them that much easier. Now you don't have to get all 9, but it's handy to have all 9 because you do need the hieroglyphics or the hieroglyphs on the next level. Having never got there, I've only seen it briefly on a video. So I need to chase after all of these, catch all 9 of them, and then get to the elevator to go down to the next level. It's definitely interesting having a look at these early first-person games. Because, you know, although they might look a bit ropey by today's standards, you know, these were cutting edge when they first come out. You know, people hadn't seen things like this before. Alright, there was a Monster Maze on the ZX81. I'm pretty sure there was a game, I can't remember what it's called, on the Commodore PET in the 70s. But to be able to charge around a maze like this in full colour, in first person, I mean, this is, you know, early computer game immersion. Stuff we take for granted nowadays with, you know, our up-to-date PCs and consoles and that. Right, so let's chase after this one. You can see how much quicker it is to use the map to track down the ghosts than it is just to charge around the maze blindly. It's a really nice early SID as well. It really builds the right sort of tension for the game. Now this game proved to be quite popular. In issue 8 of Zap 64, this was given 96% and a Sizzler award. And, you know, Zap were never afraid to give their honest opinion of a game. You know, if they thought something was shit, they would tell you it was shit and give it a low score. Which is why we all bought Zap back in the day and listened to their reviews. Well, that was handy. So that's another one. 4 more to get. They do like to get around the maze a bit, these ghosts. The main trouble I'm having with this though is being able to turn around the corners, because for recording this one I'm using a Xbox 360 pad. And the analog thumbstick isn't that great for digital games, really. I should have put my Mega Drive pad in, really, but oh well. I'm playing now, so it'll have to do. So, not having had a manual to read for this, I'm fairly certain on the right hand side you've got your compass. I'm showing you which level you're on underneath the tomb there. Then there's, well, I'm sure the graphic shows whether you're walking or standing still. I don't know what the timer thing's for, because it appears to have run out, but I'm still going. And underneath, I'm assuming that's your life thing. Like I said, not ever playing this game before or having an instruction book. I'm not 100% sure on that. But Wikipedia was handy, and so was the video on YouTube for learning how to basically play it, I suppose. I'm hardly groundbreaking and pulling up trees here. But it's definitely a game I'm going to come back to another day when I'm not recording. Come here, you. Oh, you bastard. Little shit. No, not that way. He's just running round behind me, isn't he? Yeah, I'm not talking as much as usual here. This one needs a little bit of concentration, I'm afraid. And for all that concentration, you can all still laugh at me and my crapness. Fuck's sake, he's all the way down there. Oh, if you're going to run into me, that's a bonus. Alright, so we get this one. Now the real problem I have with this game is going to become apparent if I manage to get this last ghost. There he is. Right, now what I need to do is get to the elevator, which is the square in the bottom centre there, with the yellow square behind it. I've got my 9 hieroglyphs that I can use on the next level. But this is where the problem starts, because now I've got to use the lift. And to use the lift, you have to rotate the joystick to operate it. You'll see with a graphic depiction of it in a minute. No, not that way, Chris. Right. So here you go. You've got to rotate the joystick in every direction, all 8 points, to get down here. If you miss so much as one, you plummet. It's a nice graphic. I like the representation of it. But I haven't been able to do it so far, so we'll try. No. That's technically known as a fuck up, so we have to do it again now. That looks more like I'm going the wrong way and actually coming up the shaft. Why would you take your dog hunting round an Egyptian temple? It's not exactly an attack dog by the look of it either. Nicely drawn sprite though, I have to say. You can tell what it is. Nope, I fucked that one up as well. I think I've got 1 life and 1 go left. Right, let's give it some beans and go for it. There we go. See, this will get it over and done with. No, that's fucked it up as well. Right, well, that is game over. So, I managed to get 9 hieroglyphic pieces, or hieroglyph pieces. I didn't make any decisions. I didn't get a Pharaoh's key. I didn't take any medicine. There's 381 things remaining. And I didn't get any other bonuses. So, my total score was the same as the things remaining. At that time, I don't know without a manual. But I do know I'm definitely going to visit this game again because it's really interesting. It's something different. I've not seen another game quite like this. So, cheers, Alan. That was a good shout, that one. Just needs more work required, I think, is the phrase here. Touhou Kamakyu, the embodiment of Scarlet Devil, is the 6th Touhou game and the first one to come out on Windows. The previous 5 were on the PC 98. This came out in 2002 from Team Shanghai Alice and is pretty much everything's done by a guy called Zin. So we'll start off here and we'll choose Reimu because she gets homing missiles eventually, and I think I might have set the controls up a bit wrong with that pause coming up, but we will see. No, it seems to be alright. Right, this is basically a Danmaku scrolling shoot 'em up. Danmaku literally meaning bullet hell, barrage, curtain, whatever you want. When I am playing it on easy here, and even easy is fucking mental on these games. So yeah, it's a bullet hell shooter. You take the part of a shrine maiden here, and you get to blow up loads of fairies and stuff like that, which is, well, it's always a winner, isn't it? So yeah, you basically have to avoid all of these bullet patterns, and being on easy, this isn't quite so bad. You get a timer to, well, on the later bits to get their spell cards. So falling down the screen, the little blue squares are points and the red ones are power. In the right hand column there, you can see it says power. Every time you pick one of them up, it goes up by one unless you get a big one. There's two different sizes of those. This sort of bullet hell game isn't my strong point because, like any other shoot 'em up, it is a memory game, so learning where the fairies come from, or not just fairies, or anything that you shoot comes from, and with the bosses, learning the patterns. So there is a story behind the game. So the basic plot is this whole series of games is set in a place called Gensokyo. It's all based around Japanese folklore. So in the summer there, the Scarlet Mist incident happened, and the whole place was entirely covered in a red mist which has blocked out the sun. So it's got to the human village, and since humans cannot survive in the mist, they've been forced to stay in their homes until it's been resolved. So the shrine maiden, Reimu Hakurai, felt it was her duty to find the cause of this weather. The other character you can play in this game is Marissa, she's kind of like a witch on a broomstick, and she's got a different shot power to this. So yeah, basically they've got to solve what the problem is and why the red mist there and get rid of it. That's really much the short version. If you really want to read into it, there's plenty of Google, and there's a decent explanation on the Wikipedia page. So on to level 2, or stage 2. As you can see, things start picking up a bit now with loads and loads and loads of shit on the screen. Handy for putting the power up. Yeah, so each game in the series, you know, kind of follows a story. Something's happened, and some of the other games there's more characters. I mean, the roster of characters in the Touhou universe there's a lot. Let's put it that way. I can't remember how many, but I'm pretty sure it's quite a lot over 30. As you can see, there's lots and lots of bullet shapes, and I mean, the fire patterns, you know, they're really elegant and smooth the way they move about. They're also bastard hard to avoid as well. So in this game you've got a button to shoot, you've got a bomb button, and you've also got a focus button. So when the two little discs go in front of her, that's when I'm focused, and that gives you a slower, more precise movement. And believe me, for some of the patterns, you definitely need that focus. Otherwise you'll just move too fast, like that, and slam into the bullets. You don't lose all of your power up when you get killed. It kind of goes down gradually, so if you get killed a lot, you'll end up with nothing. So I think we're just coming on to the stage 2 mid-boss, which is Chirano, the Ice Fairy of the Lake. But as far as I know, all the music, all the drawings, all the programming and that is all done by Zun himself. You know, I know he's obviously got people that work with him, But he puts a lot of stuff into these, and at the time of the recording, Touhou 18 has just come out. Now, I won't lie, there have been a couple of stinkers in the game's lineup, like one where you've just got to take photographs. But for the most part, they are shoot 'em ups. So that's that spell card done away with. That's a bomb I've just chucked out there. Now, it's alright at the moment when she's firing stuff out that comes towards you. It's when we start getting curtains of bullets like this is where I start having problems. Yeah, I should have panic bombed there. So now I've got less power, so it's going to take longer to kill. If I can just get that card. Nope, I can't just get that card. So I'm not going to continue. So I'm not going to bother putting my name in either. That was pretty pathetic. Right, so that was supposedly easy. That's a new use of the word easy that I'm not aware of, clearly. So what I'll do is, I'll show you what it looks like when you go onto Lunatic level. Yeah, Lunatic for weird people. We'll go with the same character again. Right. I probably should have actually chose the other character. I'll actually put a screen up to show what she looks like. Right, yeah, so you might think at the moment, yeah, it's pretty much the same, but these things weren't firing last time. Yep, we'll bomb that lot. This game gets very manic very quickly. You should be able to see the difference now in all the stuff this one's firing out. That's not too bad. Yeah, instead of just a few lasers and a few bullets, now look at that lot. Fuck's sakes. Yeah, if you want to see someone play this a lot better than me, then my mate Sasamisa1806 has got a few videos of it on his channel, and he'll be the first to tell you he's not the best at these games by any stretch of the imagination, but he makes them look a damn sight fucking easier than I do. So we'll skip through all this text this time. It's pretty much the same with just more bullets. I mean, look at that lot. Yeah. So there you go. But if you do like vertical shoot 'em ups and it doesn't bother you about playing like magical girl type characters, which really it shouldn't because they're just graphics at the end of the day. Yeah, I fully recommend having a look at the Touhou series. They're not easy. I mean, I'm not that good at the best of times, but they're not easy games to play. But they do have really good music. That's one of the standout points of these games is how good the music is. Definitely worth a look of your time. Just be prepared to be frustrated with a steep learning curve, because to unlock all the extra mode and that, you need to do it without continuing on normal mode. And normal mode is just another jump up from easy. Have a look. Soldier Blade is a 1992 vertical shmup Developed and published by Hudson Soft for the PC Engine or TurboGrafx 16. And in this game, the Soldier Blade is the name of the ship that you have to pilot through 7 stages to wipe out the Zeograd army, an alien race which are, as usual, hell-bent on conquering the planet Earth. This is the 4th entry in the Star Soldier series. I think it's pretty fucking good, actually. This is a really solid shoot-'em-up. And this one, compared to the vertical shoot-'em-up we've just seen, the Tohu game, this has got a lovely, lovely gentle learning curve to it. Really, really nice graphics, really nice music. For a Hue card game, the music on it is superb. Right, so that's a power-up. Now the thing I like about this game is you get your power-ups, and there you see I've got 2 lined up there under where my lives are listed. You can use your backup power-ups, so to speak, as like your super weapon, you'd use a bomb in other shoot-'em-ups. And I think that's a really nice feature. Because that means if you've got like a blue one, a red one and a yellow one, a red one, a green one and a blue one, you've got 3 different bomb types. So here's the lasers. Quite a devastating weapon. But just because the initial learning curve on this is quite easy, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay that way. But I love the detailed backgrounds on this, you know, considering the PC Engine is an 8-bit machine. I mean, I'd have loved 8-bit games like this back in the day, but didn't get a release in the UK, which is a shame, because I might have ended up getting one of these instead of an Amiga, because some of the games are almost arcade quality. So this is the mid-level boss I'm fighting here. There you go, that's using one of my specials, that's the blue one. And it's a blue one that's up next that I've got selected, should I choose to use it. I'll be back, he says, so we know what we're going to be fighting at the end. It's a really nice fast moving game. No slowdowns, which is always nice. And it is nice to have a shooter that kind of eases you in and gets you in the zone rather than chucking everything at you all at once. I mean, you could say the Tohu games start off gentle, because if you're on easy mode, you know, the first few waves don't fire a lot, but this doesn't ramp up like that does. I featured this game in a video I did with Mainmeister, and we had a look at some PC Engine games. And it is a really nice game. Definitely one worth trying. I just like all the little details on the background, just the small animations and the little touches that kind of bring it to life. That is some really nice music as well, really fits the game. It's kind of like, you know, Japanese arcade music. So I think that should be me ready to take on the boss now. Yep, here we go. There's the old alert. So yeah, you can definitely learn the patterns, as with all shoot-'em-ups here, to avoid getting yourself killed like that. Oh, that was close. I really should use super moves here. That's it, like that. So, it's just the weapons I've got now. But he does seem to be following a pattern, so... And because I've got this weapon, I can shoot at an angle and not be sort of... I don't know how I got away with that. I didn't get away with it that time, though. Back to twin fire, then. So now I have got to follow his patterns. So shoot and run. Yeah, that should work. Yep, have that. Right, having already featured a shooter, I am going to finish that one now. Even though I got to level 2. Definitely try that one out. So there you go, that is another 5 from 5. 5 different systems, 5 different games. 4 of which I already knew and I highly recommend, and 1, which was Scarlet, which was new to me recently and also definitely worth a try, purely because of how atmospheric it is. Yeah, these are definitely fun to put together, so you can expect some more. So that will be it for this one. I'm going to play out this time with the song A Soul as Red as a Ground Cherry, which also happens to be the Stage 1 music from Touhou 6, the embodiment of Scarlet Devil. So until the next video, thank you very much for watching and laters.